Good morning. Happy Monday. Just kind of wanted to get on here really quickly because I had some shower thoughts and kind of just wanted to, throw the message out there, just kind of get it off my chest. So it actually started when I looked through my phone and I started, trying to see what's on YouTube. And I noticed that there was like a video that talked about the type of personality, like female personality, and like it had some of them on there, like the bougie one and the desperate one and all this other stuff. It was kind of negative, and because of that, like I had to quickly not recommend the channel because I'm at the stage in my life where I just don't want to entertain that anymore. So that's just really what it is. Like I say for ever since my last big breakup, I was in a relationship for about 4 years, and it started off well, but it ended up very, very toxic. And so when I left the relationship, I was pretty wounded, pretty triggered, and I was engaging with people, dating immediately after, without taking some time for myself and healing, and all the dating experiences. Some were okay, but a lot of them were not any better. So I did take a break from that, just to kind of just know myself and know what I want and focus on myself. So, but yeah, during that time, I spent a good 2.5 years, of just dating. And, in the midst of all of that, I used to watch a lot of that content, frequently. So in the Black community, there's this big issue, this gender war issue where, there's this talk on masculinity and femininity and boundaries and standards and high value and, all the podcast talk that's out these days. And I come to realize that a lot of us are just lost, and a lot of us, I feel like the intentions are good. I don't think anyone that's out there, having these conversations and, doing these podcasts, and I don't think that, deep down the intentions are bad. I think that it's just their way to contribute to the conversation and try to do good unto people. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people who are talking about this really understand the essence of personality and masculine and feminine energy and community, family building, legacy wealth. I don't think people really understand that. I think they understand what's on the surface. And even if they've, read a lot of books and studied charts and surveys and all this other stuff, I just feel like a lot of people, they use that to try to push their narrative. Even though they say it's not quote unquote biased, I feel like it is biased, because they already have it in their mind what being feminine is, what being masculine is. And so, for example, there were channels that I used to follow that talked a lot about elevating as a woman and being feminine and having standards and boundaries and all this other stuff. And a lot of that stuff, I did take it into consideration. I listened to it. Some of it did apply to me. Others in my heart, it didn't. And I'm forever grateful that, I have my own discernment to know, what's true and what's false, as it pertains to me. And I think that's the issue. A lot of people, they'll watch these content and they will latch on to every single thing that they're saying and not actually do the work in applying it and tailoring it to their personal experience or their life, like some of the stuff that they say. So like, for example, if someone is saying, oh, well, you have to work X amount during the week and you got to have X amount of dollars. Like I know the magic number is 100,000. You got to make 6 figures. You got to make 100,000 plus if you want to pull a high value man. And in the one hand, yes, like I do feel like men who have money and, they're men of means and, yes, I do think that the good ones, the ones who actually want a family and want partnership with someone, I do feel like they want a woman who at least has the intelligence, like the financial intelligence, right, and their discipline. So like, and a lot of people, they'll say that, but they don't really go deep down as to why they want someone who makes 6 figures. Like, yes, having the money is cool, but what comes with money is discipline, right? What comes with money is financial intelligence, emotional intelligence, being able to make decisions. Like, it's those things that I think an intelligent man really looks for, instead of it just being, oh, she got money, she got businesses, she looks right, she's tight. Like, and there are some men, with money who do think that way, but a lot of times they get into these partnerships with people and it doesn't go well, or it's very superficial, it's not as deep rooted as they think. And so I really feel like a lot of people don't pay attention to that and actually do the inner work. The other thing about it too is that I noticed that a lot of these channels, these feminine channels, they tend to do even though they say that they're quote unquote feminine and dainty and and all these other surface level qualities, in the same breath, they are calling other women out their name, calling them mammies and pick-me's, being easily triggered, being disrespectful and condescending to men, and yes, I do know where it comes from because, growing up throughout history, we've seen the constant disrespect from our male counterparts. So, I know where the frustration comes from, but at the same time, if I feel like a woman who is truly feminine, she knows how to maintain her composure. She knows how to, yes, set her boundaries, and set her standards, but at the same time, she's still respectful. That's just her energy. Like, she has a very nurturing, attracting energy. So, you can be a 10, you can look the best, you can be smart, you can be articulate, you can have money, but if you stand next to someone who is the complete opposite, you're not looking down on them. You make that person feel comfortable within your space. It's your demeanor, it's your aura. And a lot of these quote unquote feminine people, they're not anything like that. They got everything right on the surface, but deep down, like they clearly have some deep rooted issues, and they go out their way to call other women out their name, to constantly judge other people, other men. They're being disrespectful, and then they wonder why their relationships didn't work out. So it's like, okay, so you think it's okay to call other women out their name, calling them mammies and pick-me's and all these other, derogatory terms. And you think that this is going to be a way for you and you think that this is going to attract a man of means who, really wants something solid, because if you think it's okay, then your man is going to think it's okay. And if your man think it's okay, then, it's only a matter of time before he might actually call other women out his name too. So it's just like, you got to be able to practice what you preach. If you want somebody who has a certain level of wealth, then you need to set the intentions on, having that same energy, not the physical assets, but actually having that energy within you, to be of a woman of wealth. And if you want somebody who is nurturing and caring and outspoken and emotionally intelligent, then you need to be able to practice what you preach and do the same thing as well. And I don't think a lot of people do that. I don't think a lot of people know themselves. They just try to base it off a lot of data and, books and all this other stuff, surveys. And yeah, all of that stuff, is should be taken into consideration. All of that stuff is resources, but no different than religion when you're looking to the Bible or any other religious book or artifact. Like, all of those are guides, but they should never be taken, literally. They're lessons, they're guidelines, they're reinforcements, but it's up to you to fill in the gaps. And I think a lot of people, they need to just get off of social media, do it like a detox, maybe for like a week, do some shadow work and just get off of social media and just see life for what it is, because they talk so much about, how the black man is constantly disrespecting black women and they don't appreciate and all that. And I do think that there are, some black men that do act that way. And because I've done the work within myself, I know not to entertain those type of men. But because I've also done the work within myself, I can see that there are men that are not like that, and they're kind and they're considerate, and they are ambitious, and they're punctual. So like, they have really, really good qualities, and I see that. And I don't think it's fair to just paint an entire demographic with one brush. Even if it is just one person, I feel like I should still be able to consider that one person who is actually setting the intentions to do good onto other people, so that's really all I wanted to talk about, just to kind of get the thoughts out. And I might actually start doing a little bit more of those as well. So that's all.